Hi everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, thanks for watching. I do hope you hit that subscribe button. This is our recent shoot in the studio with Elara. This is her first visit to the studio. I met her a month or so ago and we really hit it off, and we were really excited to do a Halloween themed shoot. And we decided to do a witch theme. So I guess I was sort of channeling a little bit of practical magic and the witches, maybe a little bit of hocus pocus, but not so much, because my witch is much prettier than most of them from Hocus Pocus. So if you're a fan of those witchy type Halloween movies, I hope you really enjoy these photos. So I set up a table with a whole heap of things. There was cauldrons, we had lots of candles and spell books. The lighting was done with a couple of different things. So I had the candles, some fake and real. Then there was also, in the pumpkin head you can see flashing, that's a little Fiveray M20 by Neewer. I also had some Lumecube RGB light sticks just off to the side and giving a bit of a glow, and I had them set to, you can see various colours, reds and blues and pinks and things like that in the background as well. The main light, so I had the Neewer CB200C with the 65cm softbox on it for most of the shoot. I also had another LED cob light as well with a softbox to light it. So I had Elara playing with various different props on the table. So there was this great goblet that had like skull fingers wrapped around it that I'd literally just bought the other week. We had apples, there were little potion bottles, there was a mortar and pestle, the cauldron obviously, there was just lots of little things for her to interact and play with. And I find, especially when somebody's just getting used to working with you, or they're new to modeling or whatever, that having them sit and having lots of different props to interact with, it sort of gives them something to interact with, sure, but it can also, especially with something like this, with the book and the wands, Elara knew sort of, you know, the witchy theme, and it gave her something to play with and to interact with, and I could just catch her flow posing through as opposed to constantly having to direct. Not that I had a problem directing with her, it's just sometimes it's easier to catch those sort of almost candid moments, if you know what I mean. So we were just playing around with them. Then we turned the main lights off, and all we were doing was using the candle light and the little light in the pumpkin and the Lumecubes lighting up behind. We also had by Harlowe, a iris in the cauldron that was lighting her face up, and I'm just showing her the photos there. I also had the crystal prism on there, so it was throwing all sorts of spooky sort of effects onto her face. So that was lots of fun to play with and really got dark and spooky. We then pulled most of the set aside, as you can see here, and I was just getting some shots just with Elara interacting with a couple of different props on the chair. We also did a few different costume changes. So here, instead of the witch's hat, I've got a black crown on. So again, just playing with different props. We had the apple, which I guess I was sort of getting Snow White vibes here. And then we had Henry, my little skull, just playing, moving around. We had that full moon that was hanging in the background, so I wanted to pick that up. We had different coloured gels, so we had the pink and the blue. I've still got that pumpkin flashing away in the background, which was probably adding to the colours, but I just had that on random, so it was just changing colours as we went through. So we got rid of the chair, just did some standing shots, so it's probably easier to start with sitting shots and then work your way through to standing when people are a little more comfortable. We're doing this sort of whole hocus pocus thing with the wand. We had the witch's hat back on and just playing around with stuff like that. We then did another quick costume change. I had this really cool little shawl that we did. I then set up the table again and we did some stuff with the Neewer LS39 spotlight. I also used some Gobos, but I forgot to record the background behind that, but you will see that in some of the photos. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed a little bit behind the scenes, and I will show you some of the photos. Bye for now.